Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Sports Stove Draft Show. Today, we are looking at the linebacker position in the 2026 NFL Draft. And this is a loaded position coming into this year. We spent a lot of time on the edge rushers. We spent a lot of time on the skill players on offense. The reality is that when you look at this draft, we've got a deep offensive line draft coming up. We have a deep wide receiver group that's coming in here as well. We've got a really good edge group that's coming in this year. But I have 8 linebackers that are first-round talents. And if they're not first, second. Like I look at it here, I probably draw the line at maybe 5 first-round grades probably. I haven't given my complete grades on these guys yet. We still have several weeks left in the season. But I've got 5 true first-round grades with 3 second-round grade guys that could be, after you go through the workouts and all that kind of stuff, first round talents. We'll see where it all lays out today. So today I want to look at these linebackers, lay them out for you, get your thoughts on them. Feel free to lay some comments down on the Sports Stove YouTube channel, or you can go to our social media platforms at Sports Stove on Twitter and Instagram and leave comments there as well. Today's episode is presented by Righteous Felon Jerky. You can see it right up there above me over there. RighteousFelon.com is where you go to find your new favorite flavor of beef jerky. It is incredible stuff. Listen, the flavors are just crazy good, but the texture is what sets apart Righteous Felon Jerky. It's the best textured jerky you can find in the market anywhere. And so go try it out. I love the bootleg and barbecue. It's my favorite flavor. The Soul Survivor is up there for me. The Teriyaki Balboa, the Foul Capone. There's so many great flavors. The Bourbon Franklin. There's so many great flavors at Righteous Felon. You got to go check it out. RighteousFelon.com. When you get to the checkout, put in the code STOVE15, STOVE15. You're going to get 15% off your purchase. We're coming up on Christmas. You need some stocking stuffers. There's not a better stocking stuffer in the world than Righteous Felon Jerky. So go check that out soon. All right. Let's get into linebackers this year. All the buzz right now when it comes to linebackers is Arvell Reese. I mean, there are people putting him at number 1 overall in the draft. And listen, Arvell Reese is talented. Arvell Reese has the ability to go number 1 overall, but I don't think we've seen enough of Arvell Reese. I don't think he's a safe pick up there at the top of the linebacker class. So I don't have him at number 1 for me at linebacker. I have him at number 3 for me at linebacker. So who is number 1, you may ask? It's Anthony Hill Jr. at Texas. Coming into the season, preseason number 1 linebacker for me, and he holds that spot still today out of Texas. 6'3", 238. This season so far, 70 tackles, 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 2 interceptions so far this season for Texas. Listen, when I look at these defensive players, you got to find a few things. Number 1, it's fit, and that's with any player at any position. They have to go to a team where they fit. If they don't, they're just not going to succeed. That's the way it works. But Arvell Reese is a guy that has some ups and downs. He has less production on the field than some of these other guys. He's having a phenomenal season, and we'll talk to him about him in a minute. But Anthony Hill Jr. has this consistency over time. In 2023, 67 tackles, 5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Last season, 113 tackles, 8 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and a pick. And now this year, up to this point, 70 tackles and 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. So he has 1 forced fumble in 23, 4 in 24, and 3 already in 25 to go with 2 interceptions this season too. He's everything you need in that linebacker spot. So he can fit in a lot of spots. Now, coming up in a couple of weeks, we're going to be dropping position needs episodes. So we're going to be looking at quarterback and the teams that need a quarterback. And we'll be talking about fits and all that kind of stuff. And we'll do that with all the position groups. Anthony Hill fits on pretty much every team out there. He's a perfect pick for anybody at linebacker. To me, he's linebacker 1. To me, he should be in the conversation for number 1 overall, although I believe it's going to be quarterback this year. He needs to be in that conversation. I love Anthony Hill Jr. I think he is a great pick at linebacker. Number 2 linebacker for me is C.J. Allen. Now, this is where I really battle between Allen and Reese here at number 2. C.J. Allen, of course, now a little banged up there at Georgia, 6'1", 235. Don't love that, but I do love Georgia linebackers. You cannot deny the success that they've had coming into the league. And C.J. Allen, so far this season, 78 tackles, a career high, 3.5 sacks, a career high, 2 forced fumbles, a career high. So he's improved in all these stats already this season, and he's injured now. Season's not even done yet, and he's already got career highs in all of his numbers as well. Now, again, he's been behind guys at Georgia that are in the NFL right now. So that makes sense that he didn't have the same opportunities. That being said, he is doing everything that you've seen in previous Georgia linebackers. He's doing everything you want to see in him this season with improving his numbers and improving his play. And to me, again, you just have more to go on with C.J. Allen than you do Arvell Reese. I like him at number 2. That brings in Arvell Reese then at number 3. Everyone is on him. There was this weird report about there's going to be red flags. There was nothing, there in that article. There was nothing telling us what those red flags are going to be. And I think it was unfair to put it out there if you're not going to give anything to actually substantiate what you're talking about. That being said, I'm aware of it now, right? And so, okay, so what's going to come out in the process that maybe knock him back a little bit? That plays in slightly into this, dropping him to number 3 at linebacker. But 6'4", 243, you love the size. He's versatile. So you're talking he can go inside, he can go outside, he can play some edge, all those kinds of things that we've seen with guys. I've heard Micah Parsons' name throw out there. It's not that. I promise you it's not that. But there is some versatility there that he can move around different spots. Last season at Ohio State, 43 tackles and a half a sack. So far this season, 58 tackles, 6.5 sacks. When you're looking at the Ohio State linebackers, we'll talk about Sonny Styles in a minute. I don't think Arvell Reese is the safest of the two. That being said, he's clearly the most naturally gifted of the two. So you take those traits, you put it into the NFL. But again, if he goes to the wrong spot, then I think there's a lot of trouble to be had with Arvell Reese. If he goes to the right spot, then there is a ton of potential here for him as well. Super talented, no doubt about it. Gifted, just physically gifted, all those kinds of things. I put him in at number 3 on my linebacker list. I would still take Hill and Allen over Arvell Reese. But again, there is a little bit of difference in play style with these guys too. So depending on what you're looking for, Arvell Reese could go higher on the board. But for me, I've got him at number 3. Number 4, I've got Harold Perkins Jr. at LSU. This is a kid I really had high hopes for coming into the season, coming off of an injury. Didn't play really at all in 2024. And this season really hasn't been for LSU what anybody thought it was going to be. For Harold Perkins Jr., there's still some question marks here. But 6'1", 222. On the season, 46 tackles, 4 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions. When I look at Harold Perkins Jr., I see the gifts. I see he has what it takes. He's played now. Started his career in 22 as a freshman, 72 tackles, 7.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception. In 2023, almost identical numbers across the board. Injured in 24, and now in 25, again, not been what it's supposed to be, but he's got what it takes. I look at Harold Perkins Jr. as a steal in this draft. I think that the sexy picks are going to be the guys that I have listed above him: Hill, Allen, Reese, maybe even Sonny Styles. Jayshon Barnum's getting some movement as well from Michigan. So I think Harold Perkins is a guy that should be graded in the first round, but may not be picked till the second round, and was going to be an absolute steal of a pick. I have him as linebacker number 4. Number 5, I've got Sonny Styles from Ohio State. As I've mentioned, he's the safer of the 2 linebackers at Ohio State. 6'4", 235. He's in his fourth season, at Ohio State. Last year, incredible season, 100 tackles, 6 sacks, and he also had a forced fumble last season too. This season, his tackle numbers are down. He's at 58 tackles. His sack numbers are down. He has 0 sacks. He has 1 forced fumble. He has 1 pick this year as well. So we've seen Arvell Reese rise this year at Ohio State. And again, everything he's putting out on the tape, you can't argue with it. Sonny Styles, I go back to, I've seen him do it. And so since I've seen him do it, I have the confidence in what he can do. Is he producing as well this year? No, he's not. But Sonny Styles is an incredibly talented linebacker. So he is number 5 on my list. He is the last guy at this moment with a first-round grade. And these next 3 guys are second-round grades for me, but could easily rise into the first round. Sonny Styles is a guy that I think once we get into these workouts, once we get into the combine, once we get into those kinds of things, the pro days, all that kind of stuff, people aren't going to be able to ignore Sonny Styles. So I'm going to see him jumping up the board, I think, as well. So even though I have Harold Perkins as number 4, I think Sonny Styles gets drafted before Harold Perkins. I think Harold Perkins should be drafted before Sonny Styles. So take that or leave it. Excuse me. All right, let's get into the 3 guys that I have second-round grades on at the moment. The first one, and linebacker number 6 for me, Jayshawn Barham from Michigan, 6'3", 248. He's got that Arvell Reese body style, right? So there's some similarities there, of course. He has been good, not great so far in his career. He started off at Maryland in 22 and 23. As a freshman, he had 59 tackles, 4 sacks, and a forced fumble. As a sophomore, 37 tackles, 3 sacks, and a pick. He comes to Michigan last year, gets 66 tackles and a sack. So far this season, really underwhelming. 27 tackles, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble. This has been through 8 games that he has played in this season. Barham is a guy that has all the tools necessary. He has the ability is there. Again, it's more of a fit thing, I think, for him. When he gets into the NFL, it's going to be if he gets in the right spot and he gets the opportunity to be utilized correctly, he's going to be incredibly good. But if he gets in the wrong spot, it could be a little bit more questionable. I'm interested to see what his numbers look like through the workouts this summer. He has the potential to be an athletic freak, and so we'll see how that shakes out. But he's a really good football player. I've got him at number 6 as linebacker for me. Number 7 is a guy I wanted to put higher, and I just could not find the right reason to do so. So at number 7 for me is Centurion Perkins from Ole Miss. 6'1", 210. I think he's added actually some weight since that number has been posted publicly. But he's out there at Ole Miss doing things. Last year, 10.5 sacks and 60 tackles with an interception. This year, 56 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 pick. So the sack numbers dropped drastically for Centurion Perkins. But I think that goes a few things. I think it goes to scheme, where the other teams are scheming against him. I think it goes to just the style of play that they're doing this year at Ole Miss and all those things as well. I really like him. I really want to see him in the offseason, his workouts, all that kind of stuff. I think, again, kind of like Harold Perkins could be a steal in this draft. Maybe he doesn't go as high, but outplays his draft stock, I guess, at the end of the day. I love him. He's going to be number 7 on my linebacker board right now. Might even move him up as we get closer to the draft. But he's a guy that I think we'll look back on in 5 years and go, oh, my goodness, how did he go at pick 72, instead of up there in the 30s or somewhere in that range. Then number 8, and my last linebacker we'll discuss in detail today is Deontay Lawson out of Alabama, 6'2", 228. In his 4th year at Alabama, last season, 76 tackles, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and a pick. This year, he's at 52 tackles, yet to get a sack. He's only has 5 in his career. He's got 1 forced fumble as well. Again, the position he's playing doesn't really open itself up to a ton of sacks or anything like that. So it's not a big deal. The sack numbers aren't high. The defense in Alabama has been good most of the time. Deontay Lawson is a guy that, again, you're going to hear the name sounds like a linebacker name, in my opinion. Deontay Lawson, linebacker. He's from Alabama. So you think Alabama linebacker, sometimes your mind goes back. And then the more you start thinking about it, you go, man, it's actually been a while since the greats have come out of Alabama at linebacker. Then you go through and you say, okay, it's not the Saban linebackers, right? Even though he was there in Saban's time. And so you look at all these things and maybe the things that give you the boost for Deontay Lawson that really you shouldn't boost. It shouldn't really matter. you should see what's on the field and how he plays. Now, listen, I say all that to say this. It sounds like I'm really down on him. I'm not. I like Deontay Lawson a lot. He's a second-round grade for me. I like the upside of Sunterrain Perkins and Jayshawn Barham and Sonny Styles more than I like the upside of Deontay Lawson. But if we're talking about non-sexy pick that can do the job, to me, that's Deontay Lawson. He's a guy that can fit in and play that spot and do what he needs to do and not be a weakness on your defense. Is he going to be a star? I don't think so. I don't see him as that. But is he going to do his job? Yes. And ultimately, that's what you're looking for in a second-round pick, someone who can do their job. And so those are my top linebackers, first and second-round grades. Anthony Hill Jr., number 1. C.J. Allen, number 2. Arvell Reese, 3. Harold Perkins Jr., number 4. Sonny Styles, 5. Jayshawn Barham, number 6. Sunterrain Perkins at 7. And Deontay Lawson at 8. Other guys we've been keeping an eye on, but they're just not there right now, is Austin Romaine out of Kansas State, Lander Barton out of Utah, Torian York out of A&M. And we keep an eye on Whit Weeks in LSU, but he's just not there at this point either. So there are other guys that could rise still throughout this process and all those kinds of things. But I think at the top of the linebacker group, those are the names we're looking at. And we'll see what comes of them, how they get rearranged, all that kind of stuff along the way. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on these linebackers. I'd be curious to know your thoughts on Arvell Reese. Are you buying into the hype? Are you a little bit more cautious? What are your thoughts on him as well? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Again, at Sports Stove on Twitter and Instagram. You can communicate there with us. You can leave comments here on the YouTube channel. These draft show videos are exclusively available on the Sports Stove YouTube channel. The audio is available on the Sports Stove Football Show podcast, where we also have our Thursday show where my dad joins me. We do college football picks, NFL picks, all those kinds of things as well. So make sure you check that out. Also, don't forget our sponsors, Righteous Felon Jerky, great partners with us over the years. And you can use that code STOVE15 at checkout to get 15% off your purchase. We have 2 position groups left, cornerback and safety. They'll be coming out here in the next couple of days. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. We sure appreciate you tuning into this edition of the Sports Stove Draft Show. We'll see you next time.